Hi, everybody. This is Robin the Sudoku Guy with his mask ready to put on. I hope you can hear me. This is a live streaming session, and that's my sweetheart walking in the background. Okay, if you have any questions, here's your chance to put the questions down the bottom. I just wanted to say a couple of announcements. First of all, this is my last time that I'm going to be doing a premiere in Canada. The next one will be in Australia. Yes, I am leaving Canada after having been here for 52 years, and it's been fantastic experience, but I'm now moving with my sweetheart, who you just saw, back to Australia, where I grew up, to be with family. Okay? You see this Dissent. He says a smile. Thank you for your smile, Dissent. That last puzzle had lots of opportunities for you to miss, and for me to miss ramifications, but in the end, we made it. And there's lots of little tricks that I hope you learn by watching that particular puzzle. It was number 78. And I've done enough videos now to go to 81. So the next ones you'll see when I do the live streaming, it will be in Australia, and it may be at a different time because of time zones. Oh, somebody asked the question, Rayvan, where can I find Sudoku for practice? The best thing I can suggest is you can go and buy a book in a bookstore, preferably a bookstore, by, let me see, what's his name? Bill Schwartz, Will Schwartz. He has one puzzle per page in the book, and you can choose the easy or difficult one level books to take your pick. But there are other books available as well. You can look at the local paper. A lot of the local papers have them, and they vary. From the beginning of the week, it will be easy, and by the end of the week, they're difficult. You can also go online there, and you can get apps. There's several apps, and here's one app I would recommend. It's called Enjoy Sudoku by Jason Linhart. Now, that is one of the best ones I've found, and there's two options there. You can get the free one, or you can pay $3 or $4 US and get the paid one. The paid one is so much better because you can learn a lot as well. And he gives you tons of puzzles every day to try at all different levels. Hope that helps. Yes, there are other apps online. Some of them are not as good as others. There are some newspapers that allow you to go onto them. For example, the Los Angeles Times, which is where I got the number 78 from, they have a series of Sudoku puzzles at different levels where you can actually, you can do it on the screen or on your iPhone or on your iPad. That's a very good way of learning as well. There is Triple Dot, I think, is another one. We have to be prepared for a lot of ads in that one. So that's a few clues. A lot of magazines have them. Newspapers have them. Like in Canada, we have a national newspaper and we have a local newspaper. And again, they start off at the beginning of the week with very easy ones. And then as the week goes, they get harder. Now, if you want to do the harder ones, then you'll need to watch my tutorials from about 15 onwards, because I cover lots more advanced techniques then. Okay. Now, some people are asking something. I hope it's fine and healthy. Yeah. Well, Catherine, congratulations, says somebody here. Thank you, Catherine. Thanks, Madam Catherine. Happy to inform that I won a Sudoku competition at my company. Congratulations. Is it Reagan? I'm having trouble reading this. I have bad eyes, you can probably tell. I've got hearing aids and I've got bad eyes, but I can still enjoy doing Sudoku. It's great for the brain and it's good to fill in spare time. You know, where do you do your Sudoku? I do it. I do one at breakfast time while I'm listening to the local news on the radio or the TV. I will do one there pretty well every day. You can do it. I learned a lot when I was a professional tour guide. I do them on the planes, waiting to fly somewhere, or in airports. Uh, you can do it on the train to work, on the bus to work. I mean, there's so many places you can do it. There is one other suggestion, but I'm not going to tell you where that is. Okay, here we go. Pronounce it with a oh, thank you. Thank you for helping me on that one. Yeah, this person says good evening, so that must be somewhere else in the world, because right now it's 8:45 in the morning. No, it's 9 o'clock in the morning here in Canada. Just gone past 9 o'clock. Now, another thing I'd like to bring up. Some people find that they get stuck. What do you do when you get stuck? First of all, sometimes you get stuck because there's something you haven't spotted, or there's something that you've missed, or there's some technique that you haven't learnt yet. Now, you'll notice if I've got over 80 tutorials, there's a lot of things to learn. But in all my tutorials, like you've just seen, the one that I've just done, I actually cover beginning skills and a procedure as well. But when you get further on in the puzzle is when you have to learn to spot things, and spotting things takes practice. Let's say something like an X-wing. It takes practice to look for an X-wing, which brings me to another problem a lot of people are having. If you have to put all the little numbers in yourself after you've done the Snyder method, and if you're not sure what the Snyder method is, it's when you only put 2 little numbers in a cell, no more. But time comes when you have to put more little numbers in, and you can either do that with a computer where you just press a button, or you do it in your brain, which is very good practice, and do it yourself, and takes time, and you have to do it right. Okay, here's Hilby says, I've learned a lot from your advanced techniques. I love playing Sudoku on my free time. Thank you a lot. Oh, thank you. That's good afternoon, Robin. Here's somebody in the afternoon. I'm a big fan of yours. I learned how to do Sudoku from you. Well, you know, the best thing you can do for me, because I'm offering these YouTube free, the best thing you can do for you, yourself, your friends, is to tell them about Sudoku Guy, because it doesn't cost anything. Some of these places you have to pay. Some of the courses on Sudoku you'll have to pay, but that's your choice, of course. Jack Gaming says, how old are you? I'm 79. We'll be 80 next year. And that's why my family, my 2 children who were born in Canada, and they are living in Australia, and all the rest of my brothers and sisters are in Australia. And that's why they're saying, please come back to Australia. As you get old into your 80s, we don't want to have to fly all the way across to Canada from Australia in order to look after you. So my Catherine and my partner and I are moving to Australia. We're going to be in the city of Adelaide. But I'm going to be continuing with my Sudoku as long as my health will allow me to do it. Okay? So I've learned a lot from things about, I can say Sudoku is the king of... Oh, I never thought of it that way. Thank you. Okay. Oh, I'm trying to keep up here. Thank you for your videos. They help me a lot mentally. Yeah, it's good for the brain. It really is. You notice sometimes I will say, now this number can go in 3 cells in a row or in a column. You can either keep it in your brain or remember it, or you can put a little clue up the top to let you know that there's going to be 3 9s in there, like I did in this last puzzle. The more you do this, the better you use your brain, the better for your brain. And I have found remembering, when you get to my age, you've got to remember, what was that technique? How does he work on that technique? And sometimes it's worthwhile going back and looking at some more videos to check on that. And which reminds me, if you go to my website, which is sudokuguy.com, and you scroll down, you'll come to a section that says index of techniques. And in there I've put, let's say, just take matching pairs. I put down all the puzzles when I talk about matching pairs in some way or other, because there's so many features to matching pairs that help you to gain more numbers. And you may want to find out more about, say, X-wings. Well, you can go into that spot and you scroll down, you come to X-wings, and that'll tell you which tutorials to go and see. For X-wings, the best tutorials, for X-wings, I do a much better job in the tutorials. It's up around number 40 or 50, somewhere in there. Also, for the skyscraper pattern, I do a much better job with the skyscraper pattern up in the heights in the 70s, tutorial number 70 something. So keep that in mind, because as the years go by, I've been doing it for 6 years now. As the years go by, I'm finding that, well, what I did way back in 2014, it wasn't very good. I'm going to do it again and make it clearer, I hope. Because I'm being a teacher, I want to make it easy to understand. Okay, I'm having trouble keeping up. There's so many comments. Somebody says, God bless me. Well, God bless you too. Haningam, I think something like that. Okay, let me see. I was doing my school homework. Doing that in place of school homework. Okay. Here's somebody from Toronto. You have many fans here in Toronto. Oh, is that right? I didn't know. I don't know where people come from. But you know what? They're coming from all over the world. Last time I did a live stream, they were people like Middle East, in India, not just India, but the Middle East, Iran, in Russia, South Africa, Australia, New Zealand, England, Germany. All those countries were telling me where they were coming from. So it makes it pretty exciting for me to know that now I'm worldwide known. Matter of fact, the other day a guy came to the door to buy a dining room table. And as I came to the door, he says, "It is my honor to be with a celebrity." He evidently knew me, and he was a math teacher, and he was teaching his senior math class in a high school, Sudoku, because it teaches logic. I have had so many people say to me, "Oh, I'd never bothered to look at Sudoku because that looks like I got to know math." You don't have to know arithmetic, although you can do it with arithmetic, but it's much more difficult, in my opinion. It's all to do with logic. If this and this, then it has to be that. That's called logic. Okay. Anybody from somewhere else in the world? Yes. Oh, lots of people come from. When I do it this time, we get a lot of people from India. Not so many people from Australia because they're asleep. But from Europe and other parts of the world, yes. Let's see. Here's somebody from Palestine. Well, my heart goes out to you in Palestine these last week or so. It's been so sad to see what's happening there between Palestine and in Palestine and Israel. It's, to me, I'm dead against war. That's just me. My feeling is let's learn to get along with each other best you can. That came from Cambodia. How's that? Cambodia. You're the first person, Jack from Cambodia that I've ever come across. Thank you for being online with me. Having lots of questions are coming in. I see if I can keep up here. Here's somebody, he calls himself Albert. Oh, no, he's calling me Albert Einstein. No, I don't think I'm that clever. I just like a challenge. Are you a person who likes a challenge? Well, for me, when I see a puzzle to begin with, to me, I see it as a challenge. Let's see if I can solve this. And when you do, you feel great, don't you? And if you don't solve it, it's not the end of the world. You go try another one. Now, that's another question that came up the other day. How do I know where I made my mistake? Well, if you look at your puzzle and you've repeated a number in a row, column, or block, you've made a mistake. And sometimes that could be early in the puzzle or could be later in the puzzle. If it's early in the puzzle, you might as well say, well, that's it. Try another puzzle or rub it all out and do it again. Take your pick, okay? Here's a little logic can take you from A to B Immigration Can Take You Everywhere by Albert Einstein. What a beautiful comment. I love that one. I should keep that write that in my book. Every morning she does it. Okay, I do it every morning over breakfast usually. From New Jersey, that's great. Singh, if somebody's got the name Singh, it's probably from India. I spent 3 months in India back in 1960s as a university student, and I was doing a thesis and studying music for my degree, my music degree. You probably, some of you know, I have a music degree, and I taught for many years music in all the schools in our area. I played piano and play many other instruments as a band teacher as well in the past. When I started Sudoku when I retired from teaching. Okay, another one from India, Quito. That's in South America. Way to go, Ecuador. I've been to Quito. Hot and humid, isn't it? That's great. Glad to know where you've come from. Here's Lisa, Massachusetts. Here, got a lot of tips from you. Keep up the great work. Oh, thank you. Please tell others. A shout out to Nidhi. Now, you talked to me a little bit early. I want to shout out to Nidhi. She's a great supporter, and she gave me a really good plug. Thank you, Nidhi. I would like to shout out to anybody who gives me encouragement, because sometimes it's a lot of work putting together all these tutorials and finding a puzzle that you can use to teach, because I'm a teacher by profession. So I will do maybe, my sweetie will tell you this, I will maybe doing a puzzle and I'll say, yeah, this puzzle, this is a puzzle I can use as a tutorial, that sort of thing. Anyway, oh, Nidhi, you're from India too. Which part of India, Nidhi? So I'm Guinness, lots of love. So I'm Gurish. I can't read it. My eyes are bad. Brain. Smart brain. Love from Egypt. Oh, way to go. Which part of Egypt? Cairo or up the River Nile somewhere? Mm-hmm. As you probably gathered, I've traveled extensively. After teaching, I was a professional tour guide traveling the world, all over the world, with tour groups and had the privilege of seeing the world and getting paid to do it. But I'm not doing that anymore. I'm getting a bit too old for it. South India, yeah. South India, another 2 people from South India. Also keep up the content, okay. Hunter Games. Also, I'm from England. Watford. Oh, Hertfordshire. I'm not sure where that is. That's down in the center near the bottom. I'm not sure where that is. I spent a whole year teaching in England. I should know where that is. Okay. Greetings from Morocco. Another one from Switzerland. Isn't it neat that you've got people from all over? Somebody's having to leave and they've said, bye for now, which is my comment. I often do that when I finish filming. I do all my own filming in my little condo where we live, and I do all my own editing. It's not very good, but to save money, of course, it's costing. I do everything myself. I had my board made by a friend, and if I ever retire, my board will become available for anybody who wants to use it. Here's somebody from Carolina, North Carolina. Great. COVID situations here in BC have been really bad, but I'm very pleased to say that after this long weekend coming up, which is a holiday here in British Columbia, Canada, our Premier, the man in charge of our province or state, is saying that they're going to lift some of the restrictions. That means we may be able to meet outside with more than 4 people, or we may be able to eat in a restaurant. We've been shut down. It's been pretty bad in Canada. We've had a 3rd wave. And I hear Japan is now in their 4th wave. it's really nasty, and I wouldn't want to wish it on anybody. My sweetie, I think, had it, and it just knocked her right out. I've never seen her so bad. Anyway, here's somebody who said Marcos, and he's from Brazil. Sometimes I see your videos explaining how to solve this great game. Congratulations. Thank you, Mark. Okay. I've only got a couple of minutes left because I've got other things to do. We're packing. You should see our condo. It's nothing but boxes right now. I'm sitting here doing this on a card table. My desk is gone. The dining room table is gone. We'll be moving in about a week's time. Okay. Let me see. There's so many of you now. My apologies if I don't recognize you. Here's somebody from Quebec. That's in Canada. Another one from India. This is a good time for the people in India, time-wise. It was time zone. Now, when I go to Australia, it may change the time because Australia is on a different time zone. As I said before, the Australians are sleeping now. Logic to keep us going. Yeah, good for the brain. Yeah, another one. Very good comments. Very good. You are moving to Australia. I'm moving to Australia in about a little over a week's time, 10 days. Why are you moving? I mentioned this earlier. Very quickly, my two children, Canadian born, grew up here, went traveling like their dad, and they finished up in Australia with Australian partners. And now they're married with kids, and there are 5 grandchildren down there. And my daughter said that because I'm going to be turning 80 next year, she wants me to be, and my partner, to be closer to them in Australia, because as you get older, they don't want to have to be flying over to Canada all the time if I need health, have health problems. But I will still continue Sudoku while I'm in Australia, as long as I have the health. Does that answer your question? I hope so. Yes, no, I wasn't a Sudoku teacher by profession. I was a professional teacher. I taught from kindergarten to grade 12. I taught geography, world geography. I have a degree in geomorphology and music. I was the music supervisor for our whole region for many years, helping teachers teach music, band, choir, guitar, ukulele, singing, you name it. For many years, and now I play the piano still play concerts. The other day I played a concert where I was playing a grand piano inside a building, but they had opened the big doors, so that people could sit outside and hear, because we weren't allowed to have anybody inside. That's COVID for you. Okay, I've got 1 minute left, and I want to say thank you for joining in. It's interesting to know if this is live, we have 39 people have joined in. They're coming in and out all the time. And we had over 40 at one stage, which is great. So thank you for joining in. And next time, I hope to be talking to you at a different time from Australia. Bye for now. You did.